All right, all right. Well, I just want to give a warm welcome to everyone that is listening to Believe in Your Better, Ditch the Doubt podcast. And this evening, I am talking with a coworker, friend, associate, colleague that worked with me when I worked at the Department of Corrections for the state of Michigan. And we surely had some laughs during those times. And I'm pretty sure there were some tears. But right now we're in our phase two, which means that we have retired and moved into a couple of different spaces, wouldn't you say?
I would say we have moved into um, other avenues or areas of life. Yes, I would say that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So let me introduce like I said, a great colleague of mine, Renee Brown. And I want to say thank you for participating in this great event of me creating a podcast, trying to help others move into some different areas of life, right? And we
Absolutely.
have something in common also, because I'm a
Absolutely.
counselor, yes, and I work with grief clients, and so does Miss Renee.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, right. So go ahead and tell our guests, well, I'm sorry, the listeners, what it is that you do presently.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for having me here. I
Absolutely.
love the title, Believe in Your Better and Ditch the Doubt. So as Dana said, we were colleagues with the state of Michigan, and I remember a lot of laughing going on, but also a lot of tears, as you said. Um, when you have a job like we had, which was a stressful, very high demanding job, it
Hmm.
brings stress to your life. And sometimes you don't see a way out of that situation.
Hmm.
You think, oh, I'll just work here until I get my 25 years and I'll do something. But then
Right,
sometimes God has other plans for
right,
us.
right.
And I think that that's why we're here today, because God had other plans for both of us. I think, though, we were already working in our purpose. I think we interviewed hundreds, well, I
Hmm.
won't say hundreds of thousands, but we've interviewed thousands of people
Hmm.
one on one. I think we started walking in our purpose long before we started doing what we're doing now.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree because when I went to Michigan State, that was my goal. I got a bachelor's in criminal justice, and I wanted to be at that time a probation agent because I didn't know what an actual parole agent was. I thought the probation agent was did both. They handled the people at court and then they had to handle the people coming home. So I didn't know it was a difference until I actually got in the Department of Corrections. But that was my mindset. I wanted to help them make changes. Yeah, they made a mistake. Some of them were gruesome mistakes, even, but they deserve another chance. They deserve to live a dream life that they have. So, yeah, been working with people, trying to assist them all along. But in regards to like your true purpose or look, God path purpose, would you say that you were listening all along or were you being resistant?
No, as I look back over my life, I thought that's a song.
Yes, it
I
is.
look back over my life, I see how God led me all the way. Even as a teenager, I
Okay.
said that I wanted to, and watch how God ordered my steps.
Hmm.
I said I wanted to be just like you said, you went to school for criminal justice. I said I wanted to be a juvenile probation agent.
Okay.
Well, before I went to corrections, I worked in foster care.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as I finished my degree, I worked in foster care. So kind of was social work, but
Okay.
you know, if you get the older kids, you ended up doing a lot of things
Okay.
um, in foster care. And then I left foster care and went inside of the prison. So I've worked inside of prison
Okay.
and
As an officer
as an
or a
officer,
clinician? Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
then I came out and went to parole for 15 and a half years. I worked in parole for 3 years. I worked inside of the prison.
Okay. All right. So tell me what was going on when you decided that you needed to make a shift.
So when I didn't decide that I needed, well, yes, I did. It was kind of God led. I was like, well, I always loved houses. When I was a little girl,
Okay.
my dad used to take us and drive us down Jefferson because we lived on the east side to look at the
Mm-hmm.
big, pretty houses in Grosse Pointe.
Yes. Yes.
And so I have a friend who told me, she reminded me that when I first got my driver's license at 16, I would drive her around and show her houses
Okay.
in the big, pretty houses in the big, pretty neighborhoods. And so I kind of stopped doing it. And I think as my kids started growing, I would drive them around and, just to get out the house and we would look at houses.
Okay.
And so a couple years before I transitioned out of corrections, and I did not retire out. I'll explain as I'm talking what happened. So
Okay.
2 years before I left corrections, um, I went to real estate school. And I said, yeah, I've always loved houses and I've always loved showing other people's houses.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'll go to real estate school. I saw an ad for hiring real estate. And I said, oh, I've always wanted to do it. So I took a real estate class and I went on an interview with my very first manager. He was great. By the way, so I did not pass the test on the first try.
Okay. And you know what?
Um,
Not to interrupt you, but we have another thing in common because I went to Middleton Real Estate School, and so when I went, it was I want to say 2001 and got my
mhm.
license. So when you
I didn't
said
know
that,
that.
hmm,
I didn't know that.
right, I because I did real estate like right before I came to corrections because that
Okay.
was 2005.
Okay.
When I came to corrections. So yeah, but I was at Middleton because I saw your bio. I guess they moved um to Novi.
Yeah.
No,
So
Troy.
um,
I was there when it was in Southfield.
okay. Well, so I went to real estate school at Real Estate One. They have their own school.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I just
right, right.
started working for them. And 2 years into me selling real estate, I broke my arm in an accident.
Oh, okay, okay.
So 2 days after, and I've had 3 surgeries on this arm. So 2 days
Okay.
after I got out of the hospital, I was out showing houses again, but I was already working in real estate. And funny story is, I sold half of our coworkers' house.
Really?
Oh, that's like, let's go see this house. Come on.
Okay, okay.
But what I pride myself on is I don't talk about who I sold a house to unless
Mm-hmm.
and even when I'm closing a deal, I'll ask the people if they want it on social media.
Okay,
Because,
okay.
well, 14 years. So I've been doing this for 14 years. 14 years ago, social media wasn't that
Right.
big. It's
Not
big.
like, yeah.
It was out, but it wasn't like this big. And every time somebody sells a house or looks at a house, they put it on social media. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but that's where I got my practice, right there in that office. Like, come on,
Okay.
let's go on our lunch hour and look at the house. I'll meet you after work. And so I was already selling real estate
Okay.
when I broke my arm, and the doctor, I mean, I always thought I was going back because really I wouldn't have retired until for 3 more years.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh
Okay.
no, 97. I started in 97 in the prison, so I wouldn't retire till for 2 more years, almost three because it was November.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't have retired for 2 more years, but God had other plans. He didn't break my arm. Trust me, he didn't break my. I
Yeah,
failed.
we're not putting that on him.
No, he did not. But he knew that it was going to happen. And I was already selling real estate. And I was on a medical for a long time because, with the state, you build up hours. And I
Mm-hmm.
had enough hours that I was on the clock for 2 years. But I always thought I
Okay.
was going back. But toward the end, I didn't want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the
I
desire.
understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I don't want to go back. And so when I went to the state's doctor, because I still have nerve damage.
Okay.
You can
Yeah,
see
I
it,
could see the
the
I guess
scars.
that bone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the state doctor even said, you can't do that job anymore. He said, what if you drop your gun? What if you drop handcuffs? This was the
Mm-hmm.
state doctor. So they gave me an alternative. When I left the state of Michigan, I was making $30 an hour, which that was 11 years ago. That was decent money.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to give me a job in Lansing, in the capital, for $19 an hour
And you would have to drive back and forth.
to Lansing as a 911 operator. I said, there's a post right by my house. How come I can't go there? And they said, no.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
yeah, I said, you know what? They said, well, you could come back to work on Monday. This was a Thursday, or you could separate. And I said, you know what? I looked up, I was sitting in the chair in my house, and I looked
Mm-hmm.
up, looked at God, I'm going to have to trust you.
There you
I,
go.
I'm already selling real estate. I'm just going to believe you to do it.
Okay.
And
And
that's how I
that's
did.
when you so it was a medical retirement?
It was, I don't even, it was a separation. It wasn't even a medical retirement. I was
Okay.
on the clock. So I was on short term disability for a while. When all that ran out,
Mm-hmm.
it was like Peter, come, walk on the water. Or,
Okay.
so I've been walking on the water ever since.
Okay. So all right. So how old were you, if you don't mind sharing, how old were you when that transition took place?
50.
Okay. You were 50. And at that time though, you were like you said, you were preparing to retire from the state of Michigan. What did you think your or how your life would go
I
after
had just
leaving?
turned 50. I'm sorry, I just turned 51.
Okay.
Because it happened in October, my birthday. So my
Hmm.
birthday's the whole month of September.
Okay. Your birthday is when?
I think our birthdays are near each other. My birthday's the whole month of September.
Well, yeah, it's my birthday month.
And then
Absolutely. I'm a
I do,
firm believer in that. But yeah, my birthday is the 10th.
mine's just the whole month, but
Okay, what day?
a couple days after yours. But anyway,
Okay. Okay.
so I'm sorry, you were asking a question.
Well, because like I said before, the purpose of the podcast is for individuals who are listening to this can understand that sometimes it doesn't go the way that you plan, and don't think because of your age that it's too late for you to chase after your dreams because it isn't.
Not at all.
You're still living here, you're still living, you're still capable, you're still able to learn. So it it's there for you, but you have to go after it. So
You
that's why I was
absolutely.
asking how old were you when like you said, you're not going to retire, you're making a shift into another arena. Um, but what did that look like for you at that age?
Well, first of all, you're too young to retire.
Mm-hmm.
Second
Yeah.
of all, um, you have to do something with your life. I still had a kid in the house,
Okay.
so we had to eat. He was still. I was like, well, oh
Right.
my God, this this kid right here, he likes food.
Look, and
So
lights and water and
all the
heat in the
stuff.
wintertime. Our
Right.
winters are, look, 7 months, doggone it.
Doggone it, they are. And then our summers are right now. We got 100 degrees outside.
Right.
So yeah, air conditioner has to be. So I'm like, God, I have to learn to trust you. It
Hmm.
was a little bit, and then you think it's not just me. I this other human over here has to eat,
Right. Right.
and I'm responsible. So it was a little scary, but I knew I couldn't go backwards,
Hmm.
because there was nothing back there.
Right.
There was
Right.
nothing back there. I told God, I have to trust you on this. And so my real estate journey has been very good.
Okay.
Um, I worked at the place I told you for a very long time. It was really good to me. And then I left for a year and went to
Hmm.
another company, and I didn't stay there. I only stayed there a year. I went back to real estate one because it was very good.
Okay.
And then in 2023, I got my broker's license at Middleton. That's where you saw that.
Okay.
Also became a
I
notary.
love that. I love that.
Yes, and so we have a team. It's 21 of us on the team,
Okay.
and I operate the team with another guy. He has his broker's license, and we
Hmm.
operate this team of 21 agents. And life is good.
Okay. Yeah. And you look good.
Well, thank
You
you.
look
So
good.
I
Yes.
think we said that before we got the recording going, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
it.
So tell me this. Um, so as you were living through that transition, what was your biggest internal battle? Because again, people listening, you know how that negative voice hits us and telling you all of the reasons why you can't, even though you haven't even tried, all of the reasons why you shouldn't. So, what internal battle did you experience?
Um, you're gonna fail.
Okay.
The internal battle was, what if you don't sell a house?
Mm-hmm.
How are you gonna eat?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And real estate is expensive. Um,
When you say expensive to for you as a agent to operate,
yeah,
mm,
you're an entrepreneur. You work with a company unless you're a broker. I could be my own person. I
mm-hmm.
could open Renee Brown's real estate agency and just get my own checks, but I choose not to open my own company because then I'm responsible either for just me or other people. I
Okay.
like the company franchise thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm um, an associate broker. I If
Okay.
I had my own company, I would be my own boss. I'm not. I'm not interested in doing that, especially then you got to pay other people, and
Mm-hmm.
then I don't want to write the
Taxes
check.
are different. Yeah.
Right. As a team right now, if they don't talk to the other broker on our team, if they
Mm-hmm.
can't get him, my phone's ringing.
Okay.
They're calling me. What should I do? Just this morning, somebody called, hey, we're closing on this deal tomorrow. How should my client, what should my client, meeting the client at 10. Then I got a email from somebody. today who probably must didn't have my phone number. They emailed me and said, "Hey, I'm moving back to Detroit. I need to go look at rental properties tomorrow."
Okay.
I'm like, what? Uh, so it's constantly moving, and if
Mm-hmm.
you're not disciplined or you're not organized, and I'm not the most organized person, but I have an assistant, thank God.
Okay. Okay.
He actually makes it so much easier. All of our team love our assistant, so it makes it easier, especially if it's a team. That way, you could travel, you can do other stuff. Um, if you have a family and somebody wants to
Mm-hmm.
see a house and somebody else is available, or
Okay.
I know so
Right.
and so lives in that area. So for
Okay.
me, the team concept is better, but it's been a whole trusting guide. It's been a whole trusting guide.
Okay. So now talk about some of the wrestling that you had, right? I know because one was the physical aspect, right? You were trying to heal and function, right? Along with become more advanced in your area of real estate, right?
Right.
So tell us about what type of healing, even emotionally, along with
It was an
intelligence.
emotional journey. It was super emotional. Not only the physical healing, but the
Mm-hmm.
mental healing, because
Yes.
in my life, especially those first couple of years, I grieved, believe it or not, that job.
Oh
Why did
yeah.
this happen to me, God? I had a constant paycheck. I was getting
Mm-hmm.
paid every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and now it's like I gotta close the deal so I can get a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to learn how to invest your money so that if
And
you
spend
don't
it.
sell a house, right, and how to spend, and if you don't
Right.
sell a house, what do you, how you going to eat that month? And
Mm-hmm.
DTE is not going to say, "Oh, you didn't sell a house, girl. Don't worry about it." No, they're coming. So it's
Right.
a whole, it's a whole mental journey with do I trust you, God, or not only
How can I fix it? Because we're
you're right.
used to doing that. Look, we
Yes,
got a problem. We Johnny on the spot trying to figure out, well, how can I fix it? And it's like, no, you getting ready to learn now. But I want to
right,
say this to you. Even though when I retired, I chose to. I was like, I'm 60, I'm getting out of here, and I'm going to do what I want to do, which was the counseling and do like public speaking or look book tours. I wrote a book. I didn't grieve not being there. I didn't grieve that, but I did grieve the stability,
right. That
especially
part,
with the state of Michigan. They have all of your resources there. We
right,
had clerical, we had our systems. This is what you do. You had other resources. So you could do your job without knowing how to do all of those things. And as an entrepreneur, no, now I have to know all of the steps. How do I operate Zoom? How do I
right.
operate this app, that app? It's a lot. So the concept of entrepreneurship, I didn't even think about those things. I just thought about the actual work I would do. And that is, like you said, it there is a grieving process there. There's a separation anxiety aspect of it. And then it's who do you talk to about that? Because everybody is like, oh, you're doing well, you're doing well. Yeah, but I'm aching a little bit.
Right. And then everybody thinks that because you're an entrepreneur, you can make your own hours and they think that's
Right.
great. And it is, but what if I use all my gas and I don't have a paycheck coming?
Yes,
And I
yes.
see gas in my car because I need to show how I just had to go show a commercial building. So, and those
Mm-hmm.
take longer than a house. But something I want to say is, um, so I started, as you know, a grief support group, and something
Mm-hmm.
that I do is I help people find their purpose. because
Okay.
sometimes if your spouse passes away
Mm-hmm.
or you lose a job, or in my case, my niece was like she was just like my child. She was killed at a bus stop. She had a
Oh
car hit
no.
her. And so I even wrote a book about it. Like you're
Mm-hmm.
an author, I wrote a book about it. I started a grief support group. And now I find myself talking to other entrepreneurs or people thinking, oh, you're an entrepreneur. I had a meeting 2 weeks ago with a lady.
Mm-hmm.
She's a TSA agent, and she's I've been to her house. A matter of fact, I was her real estate agent. This woman can in, interior design anything. She
Oh
had the
wow.
smallest house I ever saw in my life. And when I walked in, I was like, this is gorgeous. And so she
Mm-hmm.
bought a bigger house, and I've been to her bigger house. She's been in that house a couple of years, and she's designing houses on a budget. And so I
Okay.
sat down with
Okay.
her and gave her a plan as to what she needs to do to start her business. And so now I find myself consulting with people who want to do something different. Like I have a lady, her husband died.
Mm-hmm.
They've been married. She's older. I think she said 50 years. And the
Okay.
last five, she was taking care of her. So now she's like, what is my purpose?
Oh, right. Yes. Yes. I have clients that are going through that, the simple thing of empty nesting. You know,
Yes,
the running after the kids, making sure all of their appointments, all of their activities. Now they're going to college or to the military. And so now what do I do besides
right.
work my job? Who am I? I don't even know what it is I like. So yes, I work with people who are, like you said, they're grieving that whole aspect. It's like, oh, when they were young, right? But you did all of that work to get them to where they are. And so
Made
now,
them independent.
right. You look, you did your job very well.
Right.
So now it's
Right.
time for you. So what is it that you want to do? And I find they have a hard time grasping that. Even though the kids aren't there, they're calling the kids at school. I'm like, if you don't leave those kids alone, they leave them alone.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's interesting. So what's the name of your grief support group?
Living with Loss, Let Them RIP. We're on Facebook.
Okay.
Um, I have a YouTube channel. And again, I haven't had sessions in a while because I've been more focused on helping. I had study groups for about a year for people studying for their real estate exam, and it just got to
Okay.
be a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, going back to podcasting as well for my grief support, I would do a grief support session every Sunday. I would work with people who had lost children, husbands.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the best one, two. The best two that I ever did was a widower. He was hilarious. This guy is so funny. We laughed 90% of the interview.
Oh wow.
It was hilarious. And I've known him for years, and he was absolutely hilarious. 90% of the time. It's sad because it his wife died. She was like 40 something, young
Okay.
40s, and they had four children, and the
Oh.
youngest was like three.
Oh wow.
Right. And one of his best friends was a Detroit police officer. And I don't think the guy got killed in the line of duty, but he was gone to the funeral home to help his best friend's wife prepare for the funeral. His
Mm-hmm.
sister called and said when she got in the house, she found his wife, and she was
Oh.
dead.
Oh
Yes.
no.
Yes. But I mean, that was the saddest part of the interview, and what he
Okay.
told the kids and everything. After that, it was hilarious. I said, "What?" And I remember his wife. We used to go to church together. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, "What would she tell you now?" And he did her voice. Oh, and she had a squeaky voice. Oh my God. It was hilarious. He said, "Jerry, I want you to live your life." I said, "You sound just like her." He said, "We were married for 20 years."
Right, right.
So yeah, that one. And then the other couple that I did a panel for widows. It was three women that were widows. So I
Okay.
did a panel with them, and that was very good. All their husbands died different. Two of their husbands, they lost them during COVID.
Okay. Okay.
And one girl had only been married 3 months to her husband.
Oh, now you said these are the interviews that you did for your podcast.
Yeah,
Okay. So can people still connect with that if they want
yeah.
to?
I have a
Okay.
YouTube channel and a the Facebook group, Living with Lost Let Them RIP. And I've posted a lot of your stuff on the Facebook group. But mainly my media person is telling me to get back to
Hmm.
my podcasting and my, groups.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Because it's a help. It's going to help somebody for sure.
It
For sure. Right.
is. But we're talking about transitioning. I think we've taken this conversation somewhere
Well,
else.
well, actually, no, that I wanted to, let people know that you're active with assisting others as well.
Hmm.
But I did want you to answer this question. What would you share with somebody if you were talking to them and they're at that pivotal moment where, they feel stuck, they're 50 years old, they don't feel fulfilled, and they're trying to figure out what should they do, or if is it too late for them? What are some steps that you would give them?
So it's never too late. You have breath in your body. It's never too late.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Two, I go through a series. I meet with a person. Um, Mostly it's in person. I've done it over the phone. And I'll just say this. I always pray about the
Okay.
meeting.
Okay.
And my first consultation for this, and that's helping people discover what the next step is.
Right.
I always say a prayer, God, show me what this meeting is about. And just like in the grief support, we take notes. What are you good at? What did you want to do as a kid? As I
Mm-hmm.
said earlier in this podcast, my friend reminded me that I used to show her houses. I
Mm-hmm.
used to drive her around and show her houses. This other lady I'm talking about, she loves decorating.
Right.
Um, she said, I decorate houses for free. I'm like, stop that. There's money in that. Don't do
Right.
it anymore. Even,
Right.
I mean, a 15-minute consultation, yes, but there's a
That's
lot
work.
of, right, that's work.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I find out what a person's passion is or what do they feel they were born to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's in there. It's definitely in there. You did something before you had children. You did
Mm-hmm.
something before you had a wife. You did
Or you had a
something
desire,
right.
like you said, when you were 16 and you were like, that I like doing this. This is what I like. So I try to tell my clients that same thing before you had kids, or if you had them when they were young, when you were real young.
Mhm.
What did you tell yourself? What was the song that you sung to yourself about what you would do after you were done raising the kids? Think on that, and then you can move forward. It's like, well, yeah, I did want to go to culinary school. Well, okay, it's time to do it.
Absolutely. I have two friends that one lady retired from Ford. I don't even think she turned 60 when she retired. She was already cooking. She was already catering jobs.
Mhm.
She has a full-blown catering business.
Oh, wow. All
Yes.
right.
I actually coached her through that. I was like, girl, this food is so good. You need to, yeah, come on. So
Right.
she posts stuff on Facebook, all and her job. I would post her pictures of cakes and stuff. But have you ever seen me post a peach cobbler pound cake?
I think I did. I think I did because I
She
was like,
posts,
what is that?
yeah, she's so
What
more
is
than
that?
so yes, and she does full blown catering and literally before she left for it. Because the thing was, she wasn't old enough to retire, but she had enough years. But she was like, you know what? My catering business is keeping me that busy.
Mm-hmm.
So, what if you like
Let
to
it
paint?
go. Mm-hmm.
People who like to travel and write. What if you're a blogger?
Mm-hmm.
Write a book.
Right. Right. Okay. So now tell me this. What do you, like you said, God has always been there for you, a part of your life. But what are some things that when you were in corrections, you believed this way, but after your second look, I say second life, second phase, but after your new renewed life, what has changed your beliefs? What beliefs changed?
Again, I said it earlier. I think all of that was preparing me for what I do now.
Okay.
When I'll even go as far back as foster care. I designed and developed the classes for the foster parents for them to get continuing ed.
Okay.
Then, when I went in corrections, I started at Lawton the community service.
Okay.
You know how they go out now as
Mm-hmm. Okay.
um, I just found places for people to go, and then finally, it became a department. And so my thing was always I volunteer a lot. I volunteer and feed the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
I met somebody that gave me some clothes. A friend of mine lives in Nashville. She told her cousin that I volunteer with another group that gives clothes away every second Saturday. I met her last week, got clothes, and she was like, well, how can I do that? So you meet people and find out what they're doing. There are book circles that
Mm-hmm.
people that help you write books. And I mean, I wrote the book. I wrote a book, but people are telling me I should write another book. I've been hearing about this book for years because I always quote my grandmother.
Okay.
So they're like, you should write her sayings down. So
Okay.
people dig in there, find out what God had placed because He put us here for a purpose.
Right.
And I don't believe you're
Sure
going to leave
did.
right until you fulfill that purpose, or maybe you will, but that's premature. You got to fulfill what's inside of you. Get rid of preconceived notions. You
Mm-hmm.
chose to retire. I was forced to leave,
Mm-hmm. Right.
but
Two different
our
roads.
yep,
But look, we're in the sense of the word in the same space, the
yes,
same space, because
exactly,
we're doing what we like to do, what God put on our heart to do, and it brings us joy. And like you said, yep, we get paid for it, but we've been doing this for years and years,
and
looking
years,
after people in a different way. That's what I
yes,
used to say. Yep, we're
I
just looking after
but
people in a different way.
in a different way and in a different space.
Mm-hmm.
In corrections, there were some. I can't say that everybody, was bad, and some
Oh
people
no.
never changed. But I think that we all had an impact on somebody's life.
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. Especially when we worked at the reentry center, you could see people growing. You could see them, even if if that was their fifth parole, and they making the same old mistakes. But sooner or later, you did get to see advancement. You did get to
Right,
see somebody accomplish, like, oh, they're done, they did it, right?
right,
So.
right.
Mhm. Yeah, that I think that was good. So, Okay, if so, for us to close it out, first give your contact information. If
So,
somebody wants to look, get a house and or join your grief support group.
okay. Well, I say if they want to grief counseling to come to you, you do it full time. I don't do it full time. But still, I mean, I have a book. I do have a website,
Okay.
and you can contact me through that, or I'll give my phone number. My website is www.renee, and Renee is Renay Brown, just the regular way, like my color. That's what I always say. .com. Again,
Mm-hmm.
that's ReneeBrown.com is my website. You can book any of my services on there. I am
Okay.
also a notary, so if you need that, I do that. See how many jobs I have. Everybody calls me a Jamaican. And I'll just give my regular phone number. I do have a Google Voice. I'm not sure that I like my Google number.
You
So, but
sure?
I'm sure I will, because here's the deal. If you're serious, then I'll help you. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I will meet with somebody and help them discover either over the phone or at my office, or now if it becomes, more, yes, I will charge, but the first
Mm-hmm.
time, 15
Okay.
minutes, I'll help you. It's not, you may
Okay.
not, no, you may get everything you need in 15 minutes. I don't know. If you do and you can, then woo, you really didn't need me. But anyway, so my phone number is 313-995-6547. And that's about it. And if you didn't get that, it's on my website. My website is my name.com.
Okay.
Renee
And
Brown.
I'll have it in the remarks or
Okay.
yeah, on
And then
the
I,
page.
I
Um,
have an email for Living with Loss. It's help at livingwithlossrip.com.
okay. So now give our listeners one action step.
I like the name of your podcast. Believe, just believe,
Mm-hmm.
believe in better.
Believe in
Because,
your better.
yeah, because you know what? My uncle used to say, um, it ain't gonna always be like this. I mean, I
Right.
know that's not proper English, but it ain't gonna always be like this. So you gotta
Okay.
believe in your better, because it's out there. Only if you go for it.
Right. Right.
But
Nobody's going to bring it to you and sit it in your lap. You have to
nope.
put the energy towards it, the work towards it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'll say this, Dana and I are here to help you.
Yes.
Whichever one you connect with, we're here to help you.
Right.
Um,
Right. So you guys can reach me at letstalkwithdanabell.com. That's my website. Letstalkwithdanabell.com. And you will be able to see and or listen to the podcast through YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. So, um, and as Ms. Brown said, yes, I am an author. My book is 30 Days of Hope, Change Your Energy, Change
I
Your
read your
Life.
book. I read your
Hmm?
book. I
Uh,
bought your book. You read your book.
Thank you. Thank you. It's
Yep.
easy read, and I'm all about, for those who may not know me that's listening, I am all about action steps and making changes.
Yep.
So if you feel stuck, you can do one simple thing. But I tell people one simple thing, and that's going to kick it off. That will kick it off. And so now you decide, are you going to get up earlier? Are you going to go for a daily walk? Are you going to do a gratitude journal to start your day? Anything that you feel can help move your needle, that's what you need to do. So,
Absolutely. And
all
believe,
right.
believe in your better. I
Yes.
love that.
Believe in your better and ditch the doubt. Ditch
Because
the doubt.
if you don't believe in you, then who else is going to believe in you?
Right, right,
Yep.
right. And that doubting, that's a lie. that's just a barrage, it's a fog. It's not true. So ditch the doubt and believe in yourself. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dana. It was fun.
You are welcome. Thank you. I greatly appreciate you sharing your time and giving us some wisdom. I greatly appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye bye.
Oh, wait.